Shubh Sandhya, Namaste,
Namaste.
Salam Alaikum, Salamat
Namaste.
Patang, Namaskar, Namaskaram, Vandanam, Vanakkam, good evening, and welcome to the International Poetry Webinar Connecting Across the Borders. This evening, we are honored to have in our midst the renowned poet and academic Dr. Varsha Das, poets from overseas and poets from across India. We begin this evening's camp with a prayer song by our Sri Lankan poet, Miss Gayatri C. Kandavel.
व्याजत परेषु क्रममाक्रमणम् व्याजत परेषु क्रममाक्रमणम् मैत्रीं भजत किलक जननी पृथ्वी कामरुगास्ते जननी पृथ्वी कामरुगास्ते जनको देवक सकल दयालु जनको देवक सकल दयालु दाम्यत तत् व्यसं जनता श्रेयो भूयात् सकल जनानां श्रेयो भूयात् सकल जनानां श्रेयो भूयात् सकल जनानां श्रेयो भूयात् सकल जनानां श्रेयो भूयात् सकल जनानां
Beautiful.
Shreyo Bhuyat Sakala Jananam. May all the people of this world be happy and prosperous. Thank you, Ms. Gayatri, for that wonderful message. May I now request Padmaja Iyengar Paddy ma'am to speak about this initiative. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Hema. Namaskar and good evening, friends. It gives me immense pleasure and honor to extend a warm welcome to you all and to inaugurate this unique webinar of women's voices connecting across borders. In these difficult times of pandemic, women's voices have often remained muted, owing to the variety of pressures on them on the home front, professional front, and most importantly, the economic front. So here we are all to speak for all those marginalized voices with our poetry. Very happy to connect with you all, friends. Sit back and enjoy the proceedings. Happy poetry reading and happy sharing. Thank you.
May I now request our distinguished chief guest, Varsha ma'am, to launch the e-book Connecting Across Borders and speak a few words.
Thank you very much. Good evening to everybody. Namaskar. So, what a wonderful idea of connecting in the times of physical distancing. Thanks a million to Hema, Sridevi and Padmaja for holding hands. So 33 poems in this anthology are the voices of resilience and warm heart. A happy woman creates a happy world around her, and her voice melts frozen hearts. So congratulations to all the wonderful poets for coming together in this anthology. so professionally compiled by three graces. I'm happy and honored to release the e-anthology of poems connecting across borders. We celebrate our lives. Keep writing, keep sharing. Thank you very much.
Yeah, as I really prefer to write in Bangla mostly, but uh, somehow, yeah, I have written some English poems, which also well accepted in other areas of the world. Now, I'm not going to actually waste your time. I would like to start my poem. Which one I'm going to read here?
Please,
Okay.
please.
The title name is My Mother. My mother was my first grave, sheltered me in her warm womb. My mother was my first mistake, welcomed me to a world against everyone's choice for a boy. My mother was my first adversity, shackled me in a society where eyes make me uncomfortable, filthy. My mother was my first darkness that led me to kill my will, to envelop all the secrets in the heart, where windows are shut to let the light to come in, to deceive myself always. But me, looking at her, can't say anything. She is my only hopelessness from my birth. I can see me in her, bound to a life with an unending fear for my unborn daughter. Thank you all. Thank you for hearing me.
I shall read a poem entitled Women. Women sprinkle one thought with drops of miraculous water to inhale pure air in a gray sky. Women comfort stormy feelings with drops of honey to stop over peacefully in a black ocean. Women pray troubled souls with red ink to be bold and self-reliant in a cruel world. Women smudge the ignorant with white chalk to be steer clear of taint in this stained world. Only they can sketch rainbows on a white novice because they are women. Thank you very much for the invite.
Thank you.
Greetings to you all from Mauritius. I'm really proud of you all. So here goes my poem, Equality for Women. International Day for Women. Only one day a year, good heaven. And other days be in a haze. Question on equality, to accept or practice amity, or suppress, oppress, and invite unnecessary stress. Ladies, why not grasp a boon instead of waiting for the moon, which waxes and wanes, shockingly bringing a pain? Instead, invite assiduity and creativity with patience and positivity to become independent financially, to be able to provide for yourself and your family. Being self-sufficient, you will invite contentment. Why expect equality when you can be self-sustaining fully? No need to seek for approval when you can provide with plenteousness and heaps of joyousness. Become your own guiding spirit to be always fit mentally, spiritually, intellectually, and certainly physically. Otherwise, expecting would be trying to find an oasis in Sahara Desert or the Kalahari Desert or the driest one, Atacama Desert. Thank you.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. Me and my free position. At a very young age, ample dreams and simple hope. Puberty fences off everything. Attempted ventures distempered, dampened. If you rise, carrying your cross, murmuring behind your back, threats and warnings if you strive passionately, though alternately encouraged and discouraged. I rise, resplendent as a star, leaving scars behind me. If I win, it's a blessing. If I lose, it's a woman's fault. If I win, it's a blessing. If I lose, it's a woman's fault. Prepositions come before a verb. Thank you so much.
So, the title of my poem is Resounding Echoes. A border, a boundary. Is it a line, a fence, or a wall? Or is it a mountain, a valley, or the sea? Or is it a mere metaphor for a different identity? Yes, I speak a different language, eat different food, wear different clothes. The color of my skin is different, but I was born exactly the way the girl across the border was born, was breastfed as she was, and was loved by my parents exactly as she was. Love across the boundary is not different. The heart throbs with the same rhythm, and the blood of the same color flows in similar veins, going in and out of the heart of the same size and shape. And when in trouble, we all look up for love and protection, trusting that invisible, yet known and visible in my heart, in your heart, in the hearts of all those who seem different, who live on the other side of the so-called border. When border divides, we look at dissimilarities. When love unites, we look at commonalities. Let's call out with love and hear resounding echoes from all the 10 directions, no matter how long and strong are the borders. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. With loads and loads of appreciation to Hema ma'am and her team for a fantastic attempt in bringing all of us together in these difficult times, I would like to start. And at the outset, I would introduce the poem's theme. The poem is about a few women who are still neglected in spite of their many, many sacrifices. And so the poet feels a woman still needs a room of her own to live a comfortable life, enjoying all the love and affection of her family and everybody around her. Coming to the poem, the title is A Room of Her Own. As a kid, thy pure smiles listen gap amid miles. Thy innocent tears bring kith and kin near. Thy silly fears bring childhood memories clear. Thy lovely prattle settles pretty baffling battles. Thy lively existence gives life's real significance. As a maiden, thou art the stirring mass of charishma. Thou art the luring wealth of gleaming glamour. Thou made dreamy men readily renounce celibacy. Thy glances land great chaps in drowsy enigma. Thy rational denial makes them distressed lunatics. As a wife, thou smile when anguish cries painfully. Oblige politely when thou wish to revolt fervidly. Awake vigilantly while thy lids doze off heavily. Empathize to thou wish to punish firmly. Produce life, though jeopardize your own purposefully. But thou stands the right to speak freely on what you wish. Stands any choice to relish your fondness merrily. Stands right to travel on par with their maternal family. Stands love and respect, still a pariah and an outcast. Stands any room left in the sweet home to thee, the maker. Thank you very much.
My heartfelt thanks to Hema Ravi and Paddy for asking me to read. It's like reconnecting with my Vijayawada family. Thank you so much. I'm going to read my poem, Loving a Man, the non-feminist way. If loving a man is to bring him alive cell by cell to the coveted heights of ecstasy, to never invade his space, but be as much mindful to ensure an easy walk, lest a shard pricks him, not to tear up ever at the thought of a loss of a precious camaraderie that is too good to be true, simply because it is not an option, for too much has been exchanged with good faith, purity of hearts, and adolescent freshness. Would that love be dismissed as one being naive and non-feminist in essence, unworthy of attention? Thank you. Thank you.
Good evening, all. Can you hear me?
I guess I should continue with my poem. It's called Mesmeric Beauty. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Mesmeric Beauty.
Yes, perfect.
Beauty that forges love, creates a sphere of faith, and abounds in happiness, does not share its edict with many. It's as if a gluey balm has overwhelmed your reason and your discriminatory habits. You love the world with all its anomalies and smile an inward beam of appreciation. Mesmeric beauty often betrays love by clinging to you like a serpent, whispering jealous thoughts, making you restless, resentful, and ruminating. Her beauty often claims your life like a sucker that fills its sap with yours. It is a beauty that unites not two in union, but more than much admiration from lovers, all agog to embrace, to possess, to relinquish all else, to fight for, and spend sleepless nights. Thank you.
Thank you everyone for
Please read your
connecting.
poem.
Yes, thank you everyone for connecting. The title of my poem is Oversight. So here it goes. So here I am, standing before you with a shape that doesn't fit in the hourglass. Unattractive, imperfect, and drab. Debilitated with lectures on BMI, I constantly being diagnosed as oversized. With an humdrum existence and phantom attempts to fit into this world, I screamed inside the locked doors until I passed on like a hackened load. I masked my face with MAC products that tempt only to satisfy the cravings that your eyes intent. Result, I started radiating disinterest. I changed my wardrobe and wore kurtas that were sleek, and at night the no-tap read the torn side seat. Again and again, I bayed at myself for being oversized and for the stretch marks lining up my thighs. I pleaded, I cried, I tried to fit into this world, only to be chastised with dazed alliance. Let's end this drama and get it straight, I said to myself, stepping out the cage. It's time to end this synonymous shame with vehemence and strength. Trolls, tweets, memes, or even this open mic theme. I'll reach out to each one of you as tales often do. I am not a trophy for this heedless world, because I am not a trophy for a heedless world. I am an amaranthine with heart, arteries, and adipocytes. I refuse to put down and ingest myself with a crown of shame. I refuse to put down and ingest myself with a crown of shame, and no matter what, I have to set this plain. After all, my heart has no bone to shatter. After all, my heart has no bone to shatter. It will keep beating just the same. It will keep beating just the same. Thank you so much.
Good evening to everybody. It's wonderful to meet you all in this forum. It's been an absolute pleasure listening to all the poets. All right, so I'm going to be presenting my poem, which is called Rewrite. Be mum, say yes. Be mum, say yes. Saying no isn't on the card. Don't laugh too loud, nor curse, or cry too hard. Wait your turn. Always submit. Don't initiate. Don't disagree. Don't reason. Be slow wit. Books are full of grandmother's lore. Learn to sew, or dust, or keep the hearth warm. Live to serve the provider who foots your bills and holds your door. All these are the deceits they have fed you for centuries. These and more falsehoods stabbing you in your arteries. Rise above, speak up, say no, and burn them old school granaries. Be you, be she, and laugh aloud in your chosen reveries. Rise, believe, refuse to be conditioned, for you will replenish gendered penuries. A flame that is fanned by a million she-souls you are, a verse that will rewrite histories. Thank you.
Gratitude to all of you for putting this together for us. Thank you so much. In these difficult times, this is a great encouragement. So my poem is titled, When a Woman Bleeds. When a woman bleeds, in rhythm with the moon, the cycle of fertility she feeds. Nature's promise to a tune, a channel is she to those souls looking for rebirth. Her menstrual flows are as the life-sustaining rivers of the earth, like the soil which bears the pain of the sprouting seed, like the rock which bears the ache of mining for ores buried. Many a tale in history tells of an anklet a woman held, and when in fury a curse she spells, ashes are left where a city dwelled. She who could hold her sword pure and her blood in battle sacrifice, why then is her blood impure if shed through an orifice? That blood which forms the male is the Shakti, primordial egg which prana warms. If not, Brahman would be empty. The earth flowers and the sky pours its blessing in abundant rain. A promise of life is in the throes. The air breathes, life stirs and seeds when a woman bleeds. No impurity this, no taboo. A woman's bleeding is just fine. Like rain, sun, harvest too. This is a cycle divine. Thank you.
Wow. Hi, women. Good evening. I thought I'll read something very light in this hard and dark times of the disease and the warlike situation. At such times, we always fall back on an emotion that we all trust. That is love. So this poem is dedicated to all those who believe in the power of love. Its title is This Love. When their eyes met each other's, her heart in anticipation began to flutter. A pink blush suffused her cheeks. She felt terribly weak in her knees. Her trembling palms were cold. On herself she couldn't get a hold. Fastest home she walked, a glance of him she saw. His close family she befriended, about her love for him she shared. Day and night she dreamt of him. Yearning for him was her only whim. To his mannerisms she was attracted. To his light she quickly adapted. She spoke of him constantly. About her, people loved this quality. A future with him she imagined. To her love, she wanted to be wed. Is this love? She asked herself. Each day she welcomed eagerly. The big day she awaited excitedly. She went ahead to greet her new world with a spring in her feet. Love was indeed in the air. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Hemaji. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah. Here, greetings from Kerala. We are having little bit of rainfall and all, off and on. First and foremost, let me thank you, MIG and Paddy, for making this kind of a platform, cutting across national and international barriers. No, we are one women folk. And I could hear with so much of interest, so many female voices speaking on women. Okay, shall I go into my poem? Am I audible?
Perfect.
Yes. Marginalized. Woman, you need a margin to be marginalized. What if you occupy a space well beyond a margin? Woman, you need a margin to be marginalized. What if you occupied a space well beyond a margin? Here is a world in the cusp of the visible and invisible. It requires no margin to be taken note of. It's just about seeing and not seeing. It's just about seeing and not seeing. It happens in the train, in the crowded bus, on a late evening, early morn. It's the shadow jumping on you in an unguarded moment. At the workplace, way back home, in your lonely abode, life goes on. It is just another statistical casualty. Life goes on. It's just another statistical casualty. Life goes on. Thank you, dear friends.
Thank you, Hemaji. Thank you, Paddy. Good evening, all. Here I have a small poem. Title is I Don't Have Much to Say. When I hold on to the predicament of life, abundant blank sky, deep hopes, partial episodes of my life. Thinking of my natural life embraces me. My deserted psyche diffuses in a strange way into the broken symphonies of humanity. I thought had so much to say, but bad thoughts leave me mute and throw me to containment in the empty corridors of life, and dead bodies fill the walkways of newly built roads. I stare to eternity from my rooftop. I am unable to pin down anything as everything around unfolds itself. Just like a silent observer, I listen to a long silence, and when I hold on to the predicament of life, I don't have so much to say. Thank you so much.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah.
Hi, good evening to all the women poets who are present here today. With a big thanks, organizers, Hema Ravi Madam and Paddy Madam, I take this opportunity to read out one of my women-centric poems. The title of the poem is I Refuse to Be a Robot. Enough. Don't treat me like a machine. I am sensitive, a person who needs to be recognized, to be acknowledged for her single-minded efforts, for her earnestness, for her complete commitment. Do not treat the woman as a tissue, home and office, at whom one moment and the very next moment expect execution of the orders. Prompt compliances, honor her, and curses quality of labor. Give real respect, not so that she reciprocates the same most warmly, most authentically. Let me declare again, I refuse to be a robot, to be a toy. I am a flesh, blood, and breath human being. Mind it, I'm not a robot. I refuse to be one. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. The name of is Be a Woman of Soul. Compliments, gifts, and offers high all around the planet to wish you on Women's Day, flatter you, O women. Offers and discounts soon will vanish. Exploitations and tortures soon explode in reality. Your inbox of email and Facebook swell and expands. Business of one day greeting. Oh dear women, do not be lost in blinding fantasies, dazzling bubbles and illusions. One day esteem and respect. Spread your aura to gain everlasting respect and write a loving woman, friend or a maid, mother or mother-in-law, daughter or daughter-in-law, sister, sister-in-law. Why wait for someone to celebrate? Celebrate your femininity every day. Appreciate your own inner beauty and celestial beauty gifted to you by the to be a woman of. Thank you.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. And I'm so glad to see you all here. And it's my privilege to present my poem. I really feel that every woman is a beautiful woman. So the title of my poem is A Beautiful Woman. An angelic appearance in your face attracts the globe's entire human race. You are the symbol of a significant soul and care men holding every main role. See, still a teenager becomes a mother. The crime of a child marriage is another. You're still confined to the role of a cook. You ought to know the value of a book. You are an asset of people around you. You are a responsible soul in duties you do. You are the light of home when it is dark. You are the fire of energy you do spark. Wherever you are honored, there is life. You're not born to face every single strife. You ever nurture the citizens of tomorrow. Let your world not gift you any sorrow. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
This poem is about how we see life, the perils of life, the difficulties of life. Like we can say, just another bad day, or we can say, oh, another bad day. So how we count, how we feel is actually what matters. This poem is all about it. The title of the poem is The Coat. The coat turns into a black cloud that wanders on the ominous back of lonely coat. Mark muscled walls of thin clay of peace in a night. The cold numbness of sleep, a bound on the scarred skin. Non-existent for me, like falling leaves from the same tree, belong to an cosmos that is no remedy but to pause, surrounded. Each drop of pain corrodes the curve of the day. The cycle of seasons for a number of reasons has the practitioners thickening of a sensuous cloud. Smart horizons ask, but upon your side, whom do I aid? Whom do I ask and out? Your breath or mine, the edge of a vision? I see, and you don't. Doesn't seem special anymore. The parents aim or Venice, the parents of aim or Venice are found in perception. The eyes are a witness to a clear or peaceful outburst. I define beauty, define the innocence. Feeling the classic face and cold in our hopeful eyes. Aiming the beginning or one, innocence the utmost or last innocence.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Hello everyone. The title of my poem is 21st Century Women. If they are flat-chested, men joke. How will my kids be fed? If they are full-chested, men joke, wow, what a cow. They are the easy praise for those lascivious strays, roaming the streets, treating women as streets. They are easy meat for the groping hands and a lusty treat for the ogling eyes. The 21st century women also fulfill the all-important reproductive role, as if motherhood is their life's mission soul. And if they failed in serving this ultimate goal, they'd lifelong be hauled through the coals. Our police officers, corporate honchos, doctors, astronauts, bureaucrats, maids, and bus conductors, playing any role they are assigned with great aplomb, displaying no fear or lack of confidence or any qualms. They march on with determination and grit, keeping intact their innate wisdom and wit. In any and every role, they are all set to fit, with self-assurance, their eyes brightly lit. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for that women-centric poem. Thank you so much.
A woman tears, and the title is She Does Not Cry. They splash into her inner sparkling transparence to dissolve in its waves and descend slowly to its depths. The torrents are channeled from her boundless heart, which roars with all that has crossed her mind and roars with every emotion that has filled her eyes. She helps spin the circle of mankind with joy when a new life tears screaming to her feet. Grieving when her offspring sing, rejoicing when they soar, the heart gives her eyes many reasons to overflow. When her cheeks get splattered with patriarchal stern, demure veil wipes with dignity. Their silence. How often damned the depth of her eyes when men violated her and smothered her. Rain abandoned, her sobs making the soil damp, as if confiding in the earth, her head on her long suffering lap. When her dreams leapt to pluck the stars for her crown, her eyes have brimmed as the sky bowed to the ground. Rising to linger, thought and fear made her an ocean soul. Her is the grit of the unbounded spirit that rides on the wave herself creates. Mistake not, and will splash for weakness or tears. Tell me, have you ever seen a sea in tears? Thank you.
I'm going ahead. Good evening and wonderful connecting across borders. We literally are connecting across borders here. Love this virtual forum going on here, despite the glitches. And here I am with my poem. Thank you for the introduction, Hema. And yes, I'm going to go straight ahead to my poem, which is called Her Resolve. I have drawn a parallel between woman and earth. So earth is a metaphor over here. So I'm so happy to be able to render my poem to you. Her resolve. Nonchalantly, she spins in a dervish. Meteors hit her. Acid rain scorches her. Storms she brews in a cathartic fury. Yet, she keeps her poise as brine drenches her numb skin, still raw with wounds. She is magically self-healing, lush with panacea, as she bears strength and resolve. She grits her teeth in tectonic plates, not letting go of her stoic propensity. And avalanches are on her shoulders as she thaws in compassion. For the world can never handle the fortitude she sports. Gracefully, she spins, moving around the light she imbibes, not to flaunt her beauty, but to nourish her home. As she is ravaged, razed, and devastated in apathy, yet she turns her face to the vast and lets the air and currents caress her, letting herself flow to where her tears will never be seen. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Everybody, I am taking you to a wedding scene. My poem is Ready for the Wedding. I am Gulna Rahim Khan. So, bride, you are ready for your wedding tomorrow to share with your groom all your joys and your sorrows. You will vow to stick with him through thick and thin. But, my sweet girl, have you forgotten something? Bachelorette parties and bridal showers all done. Shopping finished at last. Tearful farewell began. Discussions with the boy and his family consummated, but no modern age has the quintessence been obviated. The situation proceeds, every precaution built-in. All terms cut and dried, go back to the left unexamined. Your salary and savings, profits and property, his losses and taxes, spending and liability. Your vacation, your maternity, his career, his fidelity, his parents, his sisters, your friendship, your family, your right, your liberty against and responsibility. A foresighted, far-sighted team. Yet is the picture consequently incomplete. Legalities and formalities sealed and secured. The safety and stability of your future ensured. But them is missing. That should shut your eyesight during the maiden kissing. That should deaden your and send your heart rushing. Alas, dear girl, bitter and priceless light rushing. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that poem.
Good evening to all, and thank you so much for the organizers. It's very happy to connect with everyone through poetry. I'm going to read my poem, She is Shakti. Affectionately brewing filter coffee, begin her mornings. She is often laden with a long list of responsibilities, breaking barriers, crossing hurdles, and laying paths. From the ashes rise thousands of phoenix. Do we notice the sparkle in the eyes? Do we notice the sparkle in the eyes of a hardworking helper, flower seller, and the little girl selling cotton candies, struggling to make their ends meet? With a contented smile, they work and leave, teaching humility and gratitude. Amid all the chaos in life, the Shakti in each she flows like a joyful river, planting love, spreading hope, gifting smiles to hers and around. While running from sunrise to moonrise, there are scars hidden, aches she never talks about, frozen tears forgotten to thaw, fearing she might be judged. Let's mutually gift warmth and love, heal and propel the broken Saki, Saheli, and Tori. From seasoning mustard and cumin to operating a joystick, shoveling all the challenges, a truly empowered woman blooms like a dew-kissed rose, eyes full of dreams and a heart full of sunshine to brighten the world. Thank you.
I'm glad to be here. I'm honored. Thank you, Hema. Thank you, Paddy and Sridevi, for including me in this audience. I listen more than I speak and read more than I write as a counselor. This poem I wrote as a theme for my Women Empowerment Program, where I urge young girls to be empowered and supportive without being reactive and increasing the negative quotient. This was at the time when there was a lot of media hype about women abuse. The perpetrator and the victim. This is my point. And yet, death is leniency. End of guilt is no answer. Pain of shame, devoid pleasure, condemned and outlawed forever to the solitary spell, befits the perpetrator. But what would befit the victim? Hashtag to express agony? generalized Purushadvesh, victim of revenge vicarious, of other women settling scores. Not any or even all of these. To offset the heinous wrong, can we give a genuine hug? Not judgmental, not opportunistic, not solicitous, not altruistic, not use her pain to voice the indignation of our own repressed feel of hurt and pain. Can we simply put in positive vibes as she reworks the shreds into her sheet with pride and with confidence, establishing her rightful presence? Can we, with empathy, simply be as she resurrects her true identity? Thank you for the opportunity for being heard.
Thank you so much for that wonderful poem, ma'am.
I'm so happy to be amidst so many established poets here. And without any prefix, I'm going to my poem titled, I am the Emperor, here is my sword. Black serpents crawling in and out of dark hells, condemned, curtailed, and compressed. Demand the antidote of annihilation be enforced. I am the Emperor, here is my sword. Words that carry no weight, unleash treacherous sanity, pierce like bullets through the skull. Tell honeyed tones of annihilation to be silenced. I am the Emperor here. Take my sword and swirl. Tears dampened, hollowed cheeks in seething abashment, as stormy sea crashing upon rock faces. Show the anarchy of annihilation to be set right. I am the Emperor here. Come on, glorify my sword. Weak shuddering in fear, as deer in the mouth of lion, wind-tossed tresses, torn asunder as broken mirrors, implies the podium of purgation needs to be purged. I am the Emperor here. It is time to sanctify my sword. The world choking with desire, reeling in rage, floating in revolt and revenge, all roads lead to annihilation. Swords are not to rusty sheaths. But from somewhere, an Asiriri is heard. Give up your sword and take up the...
Good evening, Hema. Good evening, Parvada, and other dignitaries, other participants. So much of thanks to you for having given me opportunity to be part of this August assembly. Now I shall start my poem. The title of the poem is Senior Most in Her Daily Course. Last tedious note in the previous night, inconclusive for succeeding busy morn. For the women committed is one of special and carved routine into the registry of mind. The first knock of milkman with the first brewing, decoction and tiffin boxes getting packed by her deft stroke of hands, with a stern reminder of homework for the hurrying children and lace. Outstretched in hands, stifling, still testing her patience, her eyes looking at wall clock at the same time, waiting for the school van till they reach back home, a warmth and anxiety. This is only one aspect of a care. When business-oriented husband and in-law siren-like voice are getting on us, modern and modernized world, these chores of women are blessings. For women is considered lighting, lamps, update your house at the end of the day. Apart from washing and dishwashing and bills paying, her priority and pain, present and many more, but for after all, she does all for the sake of house, her home, her shelter. This is what she is meant for, her surroundings safe. So whether it's modern or ancient, women, many women have some restrictions, have some limited roles to play. There is no escape. There's no escapism. That's what this poem, my humble right, tries to depict. Thank you once again. Thank you.
Yeah. Before Sridevi ma'am comes in, I want to say a few words here. All of you have been thanking only Hema and me. Actually, Dr. Sridevi has been one of the advisors for this event. She has guided us beautifully as to how to do the anthology, as also how to do the conduct this program, because for us it's the first experience of a webinar. So thank you, Sridevi ma'am, for all your guidance and for being an advisor to us. Thank you so much.
Let's give her a big hand.
Please read.
before she starts.
Thank you,
Sridevi,
Hema. Thank you, ma'am. The poem is entitled Social Media. It's a slightly humorous poem. I would not call it sarcastic. The girl clicked herself. She put on a lovely smile. In the corner of her eye lurked a tension noticed by the camera's eye and the viewer's eye. She checked her phone every 5 minutes. What happened to everyone? Why do they not like my new post? Is something wrong with me? Why am I not being appreciated? I need reassurance of myself. Someone has to tell me so. This age has blown our ego out of usual proportion. We want to be called great. Democracy has given us the rights. The self has grown monumentally, jamming thoughts and analysis. I must tell you what happened to the girl with her posts. Actually, I don't know. Really, we live in a post-truth world. Nobody really knows anything. This is only one version of the story. It may be a limited edition. For all you know, believe me. I only hope my version is wrong and the girl lived on with hope. Thank you.
We hope so too. Thank you so
Hema, can you hear me?
Perfect.
Thank you so much for this platform and chance to read my poem in front of so many such fantastic poets. Thank you, Paddy. Thank you so much. I'll go on to read my poem. Loving ourselves. Why do we put ourselves last after family, friends, our parents, their parents, in-laws, and even ancestors? A smile, a pat on the head, like a thrilled pet, we wag our tails. Whole lifetime spent being the good daughter, the sacrificing mother. Otherwise, tagged selfish. Wage parity is still a distant dream. Worst, we don't think we deserve equal consideration. Help when we are in pain. We see our sisters' faults oh so clearly. But our brothers, we love to pamper. And ourselves? Can we love ourselves first before we give to others? Thank you so much.
Thank you, Hema. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Paddy. And yes, thank you, Sridevi, for this wonderful event. Let me go to my poem right away. Only hers to decide. A pantoum poem. The pantoum, which originated in Malaysia in the 15th century as a short folk poem, is a poem of any length composed of 4-line stanzas in which the second and fourth lines of each stanza serve as the first and third lines of the next stanza. The last line of a pantoum is often the same as the first. So here I go. I'm scared, she says through copious tears, that people will think me a monster. Oh, how I wish I didn't have to have my baby. Maybe later, when she isn't crying so much. Not now. How can I tell her just now that she had a choice? Her womb was only hers to decide. Oh, but I wish I didn't have to have my baby. But a woman is born to birth, isn't she? That she had a choice. Her womb was only hers to decide. Never did belong to society to rule the woman and her womb. But a woman is born to birth, isn't she? I'm scared, she says through copious tears, that people will think me a monster. Never did belong to society to rule the woman and her womb. Maybe later when she isn't crying so much. Not now. How can I tell her just now? How cleverly society has conditioned the female psyche. Never did belong to society to rule the woman and her womb. So we progenate unquestioningly, unasked, unsympathetically. I'm scared, she says through copious tears, that people will think me a monster. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for a great, wonderful platform here. And I'd like to recite my poem, An ode to the smart woman. Oh yes, woman, you are definitely smart, dexterously working with a golden heart. On the go forever, churning out ideas, delivering before, on the go forever, churning out ideas aplenty, delivering before anyone can spell 20. You can beat them all before they blink, not for a second let them dare to think that they can take advantage of you. Leave them bewildered before they can rue. How else can anyone expect you to play so many roles? Your thoughts and deeds have an effect that can transform souls. Remember always that only you are unique and exquisite all through.
Thank you so much for all those flowery tributes. Thank you all so much for joining us. Thank you. Here it goes. Every Woman. It's a Kyriel poem. Kyriel is a French form of rhyming poetry written in quatrains. It's a stanza consisting of 4 lines, and each quatrain contains a repeating line or phrase as a refrain, usually appearing as the last line of each stanza. Each line within the poem consists of only 8 syllables. Every woman. Listen to the tinkling laughter. Why then do you let the slaughter limit her reach and basic need? Bear in mind the sun will still shine. The tender heart bears no ill will. Reflect, she is no run of the mill. Ignore not, instead her pleading heed. Never forget, the sun will still shine. What makes you think sun is better? Forcing her to live in fetters? Watch her march on, tall in the lead. Rest assured, the sun will still shine. Education is her birthright, a candlelight in the twilight. More mouths she'll be able to feed. I tell you, the sun will still shine. More mouths she'll be able to feed. I tell you, the sun will still shine. Thank you. So Padmaja ma'am, do we have time for a Q&A session? It's 5:30.
Yes.
Do we, Sridevi ma'am, a quick round, perhaps 1 or 2 questions. Can we allow that? Sridevi ma'am.
Sridevi ma'am and Varsha ma'am.
Yes, Varsha ma'am and Sridevi ma'am.
I will just present as a tribute to all these poets who have participated.
Sure.
Some of their lines are so beautiful. We enjoyed reading those lines, patchy lines. Let me just have the honor of presenting the best of what we have taught.
Absolutely. All yours, ma'am. Yeah, perfect. Perfect.
Yes, yes, yes.
You're seeing Dr. Varsha?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
We are. Gandal had to take her mother to the hospital. That's why she is not here.
I wasn't able to hear any of that. What did I miss?
Just it's the presentation is on.
Miss Katie here? Are you here?
No, she's not here.
She's not there. No, I don't think she's here.
Very nicely done, Sridevi ma'am.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you.
Very beautifully done.
Yeah.
So original. It's so original, and she's got the essence of the seminar, in fact.
So even if we miss the audio, we have it here in essence and on the side in the chat box also.
Confused because the audio is not matched.
No, it doesn't.
So lovely, Sridevi ma'am. Earlier, but doing it right, it's going on.
Very well done.
Yes, Sridevi, have you put this together earlier? Or you're doing it just now, or is it on?
We will make it the part of the video, ma'am. It will be uploaded in the YouTube.
Wonderful.
Yeah, we will require 2 days.
Everybody's audio also.
Yeah. That we are not getting ready.
Very well done.
What about the 30 ladies? 30 plus 3. All the 33 ladies are.
That is what I told you. Every woman is.
That's why.
Every woman
It's
is
woman,
a beautiful woman.
woman power. It's woman power.
Yes.
Very well done.
And all of us are
Very well done.
Very well done. Excellent. Beautiful.
Beautiful.
I'm not able to see that. I'm not able to see that.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Man, I'm not able to see that.
Excellent work today. That was awesome, Sridevi ma'am. That's brilliant.
Hey, beautiful, yeah. Seriously.
Great work. Awesome.
I didn't see. What is it?
Thank you so much. It's lovely.
Where is it going on?
Thank you.
I think on the